Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us. My name is Brianna and my co-presenter is Joe, and we're very excited to share our new permitting and licensing system with all of you. We are going to kind of delay here for just a moment. It can take a few minutes for everybody to get logged into the system and hooked up to the webinar here. While we wait, I'm going to give you a reminder now and another one a little bit later. This session is being recorded. Because you are not going to be on the recording, you don't need to worry. None of your your information or your voices or images will be on here because it's just going to be Joe and I. But we did want to let you know that this is a recorded session. The point of this will be we'll take one of these sessions and make it available to the public afterward for anyone who was not able to register or anyone who wants a refresh on the information we gave you here today. Just a little bit of history while we wait for everyone to get set up. Um, and a bit of context about this software change. The current system has been running since 1994, and it is nearing the end of its usefulness. The new City of Boise permitting and licensing system will allow integration with e-plan review and other critical systems within the city, reducing duplication and improving transparency in the processing of applications. And the new permitting and licensing system will modernize how the Planning and Development Services Department provides digital options for citizens, including planning applications, um, building permits, and building inspections. Our numbers have kind of leveled off, so it looks like most people have joined. We'll give it just another few moments, and then we will get started.
Brianna will mention this multiple times during the presentation, but this system will be going live August 18th, 2020. So it's just around the corner. We're excited to launch the new system, and we're going to show you guys some great tools.
Thank you, Joe. All right. So why don't we go ahead and get started here? Once again, good morning, everyone. Welcome and thank you for joining us for this demonstration of the new City of Boise permitting and licensing system, which is powered by Acela. My name is Brianna McNall. My co-presenter today is Joe Boumoris-Rowe. We are business process specialists with the City of Boise Planning and Development Services Department. Before we begin, we want to let you know about a couple of features that you can use for this webinar. You have access to a control panel that contains a tool for downloading the meeting handouts or submitting questions. Questions will be displayed to all attendees as they are answered. Any new chat information sent to the group will also display a flashing message notification. If you have any technical difficulties, please let us know by submitting a question, and our project manager, Cheryl Bishop, will reply privately to assist you. Once more, for anyone who was not in when I first announced it, this is a recorded session. This is the first of three sessions, or the second rather, of three sessions for our super users, our developers, contractors, architects, engineers, other users who use this current online system to apply for building permits and planning approvals, pay fees, track projects, and request and review inspections. Before we get started, we did have several questions about the industry list on the registration form and why construction, architecture, or engineering weren't options. I'm afraid that the registration list is a default within the GoToWebinar software we're using for this presentation. It's not something we can edit. So if you're concerned at all that you're in the wrong session, please do not let that worry you. This is where you should be. In this training session, we will be reviewing the new Permitting and Licensing System public portal, including how to look up record information, apply and pay for applications, schedule inspections, and create and manage user accounts. The new system will replace the previous PDS Online public portal. It is already in use by the City Clerk's Office and the Boise Fire Department. We will be demonstrating the system in a test environment, so there will be a difference in response time compared to what our citizens will normally experience. The layout and function of the system is a match to what will be available on August 18th. This is the homepage for City of Boise permitting and licensing, permits.cityofboise.org. From this page, citizens can create or log in to their user accounts or access search tools and view any publicly accessible records. We're going to start by focusing on some of the tools available to you as logged in users. So I am going to begin by logging into the permitting and licensing system with my username and password. You can also use the email associated with your account if you forget your username. Logging in is going to open the dashboard. This page allows users to quickly resume in-progress actions, such as paying any fees saved in the shopping cart, or accessing incomplete applications uh, under the Work in Progress section. We'll start by demonstrating some of the search tools available in the new system. Please note, even though I'm logged in, most of these search tools will be available for anonymous or non-logged in users as well. If you're looking for a specific address, application, or permit, you can use the global search near the top right of each page on the permitting and licensing site. The navigation bar at the top of the screen will allow you to access all pages within the system, including search by department. We'll start in the building department for today's demonstration. As a logged-in user, the department search page will include a list of your associated records for that department. The search tools will be listed below this list. Anonymous or non-logged-in users will only see the search form. Like the current PDS online system, users can still search by application or permit number using the record number field. Parcel and address can also be searched, but there are now several more search options available, including specifically application type and date range. To search a specific date range, use the calendar icon to set the start and end dates. You can navigate backwards a month, a year, or a decade at a time. In this case, we will look up how many 506 new multifamily dwelling applications were submitted in the last quarter of 2019. So October 1st of 2019 through December 31st. There we are. And record type, 506 new or added commercial or multifamily. Okay, I'm going to click search, and the results are now listed below the search button. If you have if you get lots of results and you want to sort them, you can use the column headings and sort by any of the values listed here. To access a specific record, click the record number. When you open a specific record, the first page that displays will be the record details page. At the top will be the record number, the type of application, and the status of the application. Below that is the list of record-specific information, such as project location and description, and hidden below more details, the legal description of the associated parcel and all the questions submitted with the application. Any arrow or plus sign that you see can be used to display additional information. So there's all of that. We're going to collapse this once more. At the bottom of the record details page is a button to print or view a summary of the record information. This will be a fairly in-depth summary. We'll take a quick look at that before we move along. So this is the public summary. It ends up being 5 pages of information. Now we'll go back up to the top and look at the where users can access additional information from a record, which uses this record info drop-down menu. So we're going to go through these options here. Processing status. This is a new feature in the Excel system. It displays all of the possible tasks to be completed and provides users with a real-time view of progress. So you can see based on icons some of the things that have completed or the things that are currently active. The next down is, of course, related records. This lists all of the permits or all of the records that are associated in the same project, providing that they've been connected in the system. This hierarchy view will show both parent and child records with links to access them. We have our documents list here. There are no documents attached to this record at the moment because we are in our test system, but all available documents will be listed here. The same way that they are on PDS Online currently, it will simply be a link that you click to open or download any associated documents, including permits, inspection cards, certificates of occupancy, and any other attached documents. A note, your electronic plans for plan review will still be submitted and accessed through the e-plan review system. Um, so all of those plans will still make that connection. That's not going to change. Depending on your internet browser settings, when you do open files here, they may open immediately or they may save directly to your computer. Kind of depends on which browser you're using to access the system. Inspections is the last piece here. This is where all upcoming and completed inspections and canceled inspections will exist. They can be requested and viewed for each individual record. Contacts associated with the record will also have a schedule inspections button. Schedule or request an inspection is actually what the button will be called. The process looks a little new because this is a different system, but the information hasn't changed. You'll be asked to select an inspection type, choose a date and time, verify or change the inspection contact, and add any additional notes for the inspector. The new inspection will then show up under upcoming inspections. Fee and payment information is also available. Clicking on the payments dropdown and selecting fees will open a list of fees charged to the record and list the total amount paid. If there are pending fees, a pay fees link will be available, although we'll also demonstrate the official Epay process a little bit later. This pay fee link will allow you to pay just this record. Epay will allow you to pay for a whole project. All right, now that we've seen what a record looks like after it's created, let's submit an application and create a new one. To submit an application, click the Apply menu at the top of the page and select the correct department. I'll be demonstrating a mechanical permit application. Mechanical permits, electrical, plumbing, all building permits, grading, fire alarms and sprinklers, they will all exist under the building department. First, you will be asked to accept and review and accept the city's general disclaimer before you continue. If you have a state of Idaho contractor's license or registration number, you can contact PDS to get that license connected with your permitting and licensing system account. This will automatically load your license information on the application. So I'll choose this connected HVAC contractor. It is obviously not me. I've chosen a random one to associate with my account. The next page will be selecting a record type. Use the arrows to open and see where the record types exist. I'm going to be choosing a mechanical here under contractor trade permits and continue. Fill out all of the required fields. Some additional questions may show or hide based on your answers. Text at the top of the page and between section headers provides context, information, and additional resources as you complete the application. On the project location page, you'll enter the street number and first few characters of the street name. Then click search. The system will search for matches and automatically populate the address, parcel, and owner information. New development that does not yet have a street address associated can also be looked up by parcel number. The owner's contact information can be added below before continuing to the next page. To add contact information from your account, click the Select Contact button, or choose Add New Contact to enter different contact information manually. You will need to indicate what type of contact the user is. Applicant is currently the only required contact type. Professional contacts include any licensed or registered contractors involved in the project. The registration attached to my account has been automatically populated, but I can also look up another license or select one from my account. All right. This is, for today, we're doing a commercial application for a repair. So it's not going to be associated with a larger project. I will say no. Next, we'll come to the main information on the record. The project name and scope of work are required. They are simply a brief description of the work being completed. There are some additional questions that have been added to the applications. Please complete any required questions. Those are marked with an asterisk. And at any point on the application, You can click Save and Resume Later to save the incomplete application to your account without submitting it. All applications end with a review page to allow users to verify their information and make any necessary changes using the Edit buttons. Review the data you've entered, and then read and sign off on the certification at the end of the page. This checkbox will serve as your digital signature on the application. For a mechanical permit, unlike a building permit, fees are due at application. So follow the steps to submit a fee payment through the city's third-party online payment processor. Once the fees are in your cart, you can use the Continue Shopping link to submit additional applications and pay them all together when you have finished. This brings us back to the logged in user's homepage, and more importantly, to the next feature we want to demonstrate, our new Epay tool. Like in the PDS online system, Epay allows users to search by record number and will return a list of relevant fees. So it's going to look for the record I have entered, but also any associated record with fees due. There we are. Check the box next to the building permit and click Add to Cart. This will automatically add any related record fees to the cart as well. So the PRK and the SWR that are displayed here should also be added. It does give me a confirmation, record successfully added to cart. Okay. And here's my cart now with 5 different records in it. You can then pay using the Go to My Cart link. All fees in the shopping cart are listed by address and then by record number. Click Checkout to proceed. Payments may be made with a credit card or an e-check. Both are subject to convenience fees, which will be charged directly by the payment processor. For today, we'll pay with a bank account. When I click Submit Payment, the PayStation system will open. This is our third-party payment page. Fill in your payment information, although this is a test site, so we'll use fake information here. The payment amount and convenience fee will be listed below with the total charge amount. Check the boxes acknowledging the fee and the payment terms and conditions, then click Process Payment. Once the payment is processed, you will be returned to the permitting and licensing system where you can print a copy of your receipt. There it is. And once again, it is separated by record type. All right. I'm going to log out because the next thing we're going to talk about is user accounts in the system. We'll start back at the Permitting and Licensing System homepage. So I'll simply click up here in the top left. There we are. All current PDS Online users will need to create a new Permitting and Licensing System account. Your current account and password will not automatically roll over. Anyone can create a user account. Use the register for account links available on the site. We tried to put them in a lot of places. As you can see, there are 3 of them on this page alone. 1, 2, 3. We'll click that to get started. Once again, creating a new account is just like creating a new application. You do have to sign off on the city's disclaimer. You will create a username and enter an email address you wish to have associated with your account. If the username or email is already in use, the system will warn you that that username already exists and let you know that you might already have an existing citizen account. Um, if you find that your email address is already in use, you can click the link provided to take you back to the login screen, and you can use the forgot password. I forgot my password to get an email sent to you with a link to reset that password. For today, though, we'll change the username. And once you have a username that is not already in use, the messaging goes away. You'll need to choose a password. Requirements are listed under the help icon here. So anywhere you see a circle with a question mark in it in this new system, that is a help icon. It will give you additional information. You'll enter that password, you will confirm it, choose a security question and set an answer. And this is open text, so you set your security question to whatever you wish it to be. Next, you will add your contact information. Select the contact type that best fits your role and click continue. If you don't know which of these contact types makes the most sense for you, it's best to just choose applicant, because generally speaking, that's what you'll be doing. You'll be in the system applying for things. But there are several other options that you can select if you are a developer and are usually not just the applicant on the project, but also the developer. So continue there. Fill out the contact form with your current contact information. Once this is complete, go ahead and hit continue. Check the I'm not a robot box at the bottom, and if prompted, answer the questions it gives. There are other options down here. If the visual images don't work for you, there's also an audio challenge. When a green check mark appears next to the I'm not a robot question, click continue registration to submit your new user account. Your account setup will then be complete, and you'll be able to log into the portal. I've already got my account set up, so I'm simply going to click login. Once you've created a user account, that account can be managed using the My Account link under the Home menu here at the top, or the Account Management button over in the right near the Logout link. The tools here allow users to update password information. So here you could go in and voluntarily change your password if needed. Review any licenses or contact information associated with their account, and to manage delegates. So this is a new feature in the Excel system. Users can add one or more delegates to act on their behalf. Clicking the Add a Delegate button allows a user to enter a name and email address, the person that they wish to act as their delegate. And select all of the permissions being given to the other user. This can include anything from simply viewing records on their account to paying fees, scheduling inspections, or submitting applications. Although PDS will not start using the permitting and licensing system until mid-August, you can create your user accounts now. Once our department moves over to the new system, we will work to reattach any existing records from PDS Online to your new user account. Simply visit permits.cityboise.org to get started and to create your new account, at which point you can start managing and setting delegates and doing all these things. I'll be adding my colleague Joe as a delegate on my account and giving him access to apply for permits. Oops. Oh, apparently I've already added Joe. We're going to do a fake Joe. Sorry, apparently I didn't clear that off last time. Let's see. They have to have an account in the Excel Citizen Access system. There we go. I had to go through my list of colleagues here. All right. So I'm giving them access to create applications. Let's see. Manage inspections. I'm also granting him access to make payments. However, you don't have to give someone delegate access. Anybody can pay fees on any permit, but I'm still going to give him access on my behalf. You can add a personal note if you wish. Click the CAPTCHA to verify, or complete the CAPTCHA to verification. And once again, oh, this time it's not going to quiz me, it's just going to let me check it and send the invitation. Justin will then have 1 week to accept or reject the delegate permissions before the invite expires. The invitation is sent via email and is also available on the user's permitting and licensing account. So as you can see down here, my colleague Joe has sent me an invitation this morning to be a delegate on his account, and I can reject or accept that invitation. I can also view my permissions and then or decide to remove that permission myself later on. However, now when I go back into apply, very briefly, you'll see when I get just past the disclaimer here, I now have a new option at the top where I can create this application as myself or as another person. And you can have multiple delegates here. You would choose from the drop down who you are acting on behalf of. And of course, delegate permissions can be removed or edited from this account management page using all of these different actions buttons at the bottom. All right, that is all that we have for you today. Thank you for attending. We'll now take any questions. Our contact information is also displayed on the screen, so please reach out to us with any questions. To read more about the new system, visit the handout section and download the documents that we've provided. So give us a moment here to open up the questions panel. Joe, do you want to get started reading some of the questions off there?
Yeah, I'd like to address one question that we had a viewer submit. If you do have a professional license, contractor or architect, you will have to register for a new account. And that account I initially said would be connected from the old system to the new system, but I was wrong, and they will have to call in to have that account manually added uh, to be attached to your account, your new account in the permitting and licensing system, and that will start August 18th, 2020.
Correct. I do want to add a little bit to that, Joe, in that currently this is going to be the process. However, um, if you don't necessarily care about it automatically being attached to your account, you can still apply with that license, whether or not it's attached to you. We've had to leave that open because we often will have um, entire companies who have maybe a single person who does the applications for a variety of licensed professionals. So you could, as not the license holder, as not being attached to that license, you can still add it to your application using that lookup button that we showed you under professional contacts. So even though yes, we do definitely want to get that connected. If you want it to be there, we'll help you with that. It is not actually a requirement um, to submit most of your applications. Um, let's see. Oh, we have a couple here. Let's see. Do you submit plans on this site too, or do you go to the ePlan site you talk about? So yes, you will go to ePlan to submit your plans. So the same process that we have currently with PDS Online is going to be uh, what we continue with uh, as we move uh, forward. So you'll submit your application in this new permitting and licensing system, um, the same way you do in PDS Online now. You'll select, I want to submit my plans electronically. And after that application is submitted, you'll get the email inviting you to the new project in the ePlan review system where you will upload your electronic plans. Let's see, next one down. Uh,
So the next one down, we have, do you still have to go to City Hall to pick up and get the signed permit, or is that all done through the online program now?
so, um, because you can't really go into City Hall right now, and because we don't necessarily want to make people come all the way downtown when we can, the new process will be when the permit is issued, it will automatically be attached to the online um, the permitting and licensing system, the record. You'll be able to download it from there. We are still asking that you sign that permit and return it to us before electronic plans will be released. And if you are doing the paper process once City Hall is open again for customers, you will be asked, yes, to come in and pick up those official plans. But if you're doing it electronically, you could grab a copy of the permit electronically, sign it, and email it back to us um, without having to actually physically come in to City Hall. Unfortunately, there is not an electronic signing or signature program associated with the permitting and licensing system. So you would still have to sign it either using Adobe Acrobat or some other digital signature tool, or by printing it out, signing it, scanning or taking a photo and sending it back to us. Okay, so the next question down here, is it best to create an account that all your contractors can access as delegates if you are the owner contractor? Well, you can do it that way. There will be some additional options if you wanted to have the city create a business account for you that we can link to everyone, so that you can manage all of the permits associated with your business. We can also do that, but if you prefer to manage it yourself, you could use the delegate function to do that. I almost would rather, or I almost would recommend if you have many contractors, that you would actually have one person, whoever's going to be submitting the applications, make them a delegate for each contractor so they can be the ones on the application. So it's actually the other way around. Rather than a single account that all your contractors can access, it would be a single account that can access each of your contractors. And that I think might be a little easier because then you would have them as the primary contact on that application, but someone else could apply on their behalf. So it's similar, but kind of the other way around. And we can walk users through some of these options later on as we start looking at the process and how it's going to work. Delegates is going to be brand new for us too, so we're hopeful that it will work really nicely, but we have yet to see it in action. We had a question, will the electronic fee always be 85 cents? So bank accounts, and I'm sorry, I didn't stop and show you the description that talks about the different fees. When paying with a bank account or an e-check, that is a flat fee of 85 cents. When paying with a credit or debit card through the online system, it is a percentage charge. So it's something like 2.27 or something like that. It's a specific percentage amount. So credit card, the amount will vary. E-check will be 85 cents until that price is renegotiated, but I think it's been 85 cents for a long time. Next we have, could attendees receive the recorded version of this webinar so that we can review it later? We're actually going to be posting, we've done one of these yesterday, we're doing one today, and we'll have one next week. We'll take whichever is the nicest version here and post it so that anyone can see it. So that will be available online somewhere on the city's website. We're not sure yet, but I am certain, and I will verify this with our project manager, I'm certain we could probably send out a notification for the attendees so that they can immediately know where that is and can locate that. Since I believe we have all of your contact information, we could give you that link once it is posted. All right, the next question. As a general contractor, will I still be able to see pending inspections and inspection statuses for all my associated permits? So yes, the answer to that will be, so for your current associated permits, the things that you have associated in PDS Online, we're going to try and move those over to connect to your new permitting and licensing account. And actually, we're just going to go take a look at this. Since I am logged into the system, I can show you. You actually have under the home screen a list of my records. And what this will do is separate by module, which is, or by department. You can see all of your building records, all of your planning records, fire licensing if you have them. But this gives you a list of all of the records associated with your account, either your online account or with your license if they are connected. And those will be shown here with the record number, the status, description, project name, address. So you'll have a bit of information available to you. And you'll then be able to access these, sort if you're looking for a status, a specific status. Like here are all the ones waiting for applicants to upload their plans. So you can see the ones where you have, we also have a returned to applicant function for things that we've sent back to you that we need action on. So you'll actually be able to search for those, sort through those based on that status column. So yes, you'll absolutely be able to see that. And hopefully it will be a nice, easy view for you to check on the status of those applications. All right. And the last question we have at the moment, and we're still taking questions, so feel free to keep submitting those. Is there a specified browser that will work better than the other for accessing the new portal, IE versus Chrome? Um, so this new portal is compatible with all modern browsers. So Chrome, Firefox, the newest version of Microsoft Edge, Safari if you're an iOS user. The one that it does not work very well with is Internet Explorer. So now we have officially finally been able to move most of our users, most of our systems for our public users off of Internet Explorer. So both the permitting and licensing system and ePlan review are now compatible with Chrome and other modern browsers, Firefox and Safari and all those others. And uh, we actually discourage the use of Internet Explorer with this new system. Um, let me I'm going to put that note in there just so we have it shared with everybody. And then last but not least, at the very bottom here, I see that there is a permit expiration date on that now. Will we be able to renew expired permits now? So there still is not an automated or an automated extension process. The current extension process will renew them before. So yes, the current extension process is going to stay as is, which is you have to submit that request. I believe it's via email, either directly to your plan reviewer or to someone at the permit counter, and then that extension is either granted or denied. So there is already a process to renew or extend rather the permits. And that's just a contact to our department, and then we'll be able to update that expiration date if it is approved. But we're working on getting that expiration date populated so that you can actually see that much more clearly, so that you're more aware uh, that those permits are about to expire. Currently, you actually have to go, and actually we're going to go here. Um, sorry, it's resorting here. Let me open up one of these. Currently, the expiration dates are displayed with the record information right here. So you can see when it's been received. This will also show you your issue date and the date that it was finalized if the application has been finalized. But the expiration date is currently listed here and not on that externally facing list. But the current extension process will stay the same. All right, so for permits associated to a parent permit, will I also be able to see the status of inspections, either pending or completed? So the inspection list for each record is currently on that individual record. There's not a single inspection view to go see what inspections are waiting externally. Let me see what I've got here. I'm looking for one of our tests that might have inspections on it. It does not. So any user can see the status of inspections on any permit. It's not locked down to any specific person. So you would simply go into the record, go to that inspections tab, and then any scheduled or completed inspections will be listed here. It'll also include the result of the inspection, whether it passed or whether corrections were required, if they weren't ready, if it was canceled. and then any notes that the inspector has added. So those comments will be visible to all users as well. So not from a single view to see all the inspections, but you can go from the related records. You could grab or jump into one of the other applications and then go look at the associated inspections, but not from a single view. Oh, there we are. All right. We still have a few minutes left. Any additional questions? Just as a reminder, as we do these, please do jump into that handout section on the webinar today. Download a copy of the document that we provided for you. It will give you the link to the new permitting and licensing system, so you can go create your accounts now so that they're all ready when PDS moves over to permitting and licensing on August 18th. As a reminder, you won't see building or planning on here yet. When you do create yours, if it's before August 18th, we're not in there yet. It's just clerk and fire right now. So we do encourage you to make that account so that we can easily attach it afterward. So Tuesday, August 18th is when you'll be able to start seeing and applying for building and planning applications in this new system. Thank you for asking any questions that you do provide. Anything that we're seeing that might be useful to our users in future will be added to our frequently asked questions, which will be added to the resource page, which is also listed on, at least one of the resource pages is also listed on the site, or also listed on the handout that you can download today. And once again, sorry, I forgot to put this back up, but Joe and I are always available for questions. Our email addresses are here, and there's a third email address available for you, again, on that handout if you download it. If you have any questions, we are still going to take those. Let's see if I have, I'm just going to check through the questions list very quickly to make sure we have answered all of them. There is one that I want to address out loud. It was for a user who's no longer on here, but I do want to make sure anybody who's still listening is able to hear this. It was a question regarding North Ada County Fire and Rescue. So that's the NACFR. Will we be able to submit North Ada County applications through ePlan? And the answer is actually yes. So the permitting and licensing system will now include an application process, an online application process for our for the permits that we review for North Ada County and for Garden City. You can apply for those online, set your jurisdiction, and then if you need to upload electronic plans, we'll be able to do that as well. So that will be a new process in the system, allowing our friends over at NACFR and at Garden City to submit electronically. We're actually removing most of the paper processes for those groups. So that was another feature that we're really quite excited about. Okay. I'm not seeing any more questions coming in at the moment. Please don't hesitate to reach out to us if you do have additional questions. Again, our email addresses are here, and there's a contact on the handout that you can download from today's session. At this point, it looks like we're going to end this session about 5 minutes early. Any questions that we didn't address, we will answer via email, but I think we got to just about all of them. Thank you all for coming. And we really do look forward to working with you in our new permitting and licensing system in the very near future on August 18th. Thank you all.